All right, so I've been spending the last month or so putting Codex and Claude Co-Work head to head. And this is just a short, quick video to see if there is a demand or an interest in seeing what I learned. So if you guys comment, then I'll come back and do a more in-depth video. But this is like an overview so you can get an idea of some of the types of things you can do and how it looks. So this is Co-Work. And you see here, I was running into a lot of hitting the limits. I don't have that problem now. They've greatly increased the limits. This is Co-Work, checking the email every day. It pulls out what's important. And then some of the automation was actually preparing emails to go out, and I would just click it after checking the email and send it out. And it's set up to monitor the response. It's telling me that the real action is not in my emails, it's not from the emails that we sent. It's actually dealing with next door and that I need to respond to them. And then it's telling me that some of the outreach batches are old with 0 replies. They're cold, warm leads have migrated to next door. So let's get to the artifacts. These are some of the things that I've created. I think I told you about this. This is a competitive analysis artifact. It's basically like an app inside of Co-Work. This one is interesting. All this is a actual demonstration of how to use some of the skills that it's a plugin that I put together that has 2 skills in it. And so I was just like, after I did it, I was like, can you make a demonstration of how a person that might be new to Co-Work can actually use this skill? And it did. I didn't know whether they could do it or not, but you see it there. This is a Triad Renovation Cost Calculator. It says Triad, but it's actually universal, where it asks the person where they actually need to do this at. And then the calculator is actually created for that local region. So this is the output of the actual skill. These are projects that I began working on. I must be in here. Project has various different projects within it. These are scheduled tasks. This is the email task that I was talking about. As you're away, you can click into dispatch and continue to work on stuff while you're out. Use dispatch from your cell phone and you connect to your desktop. I really started with Co-Work and then I came over here to Codex. And the reason you see all of these blue dots is because all of these are automations. And the reason there's so many automations is because I've now made Codex my AI operating system. And just about every morning, then when I'm out walking, then what I used to do in the ChatGPT, which is brainstorm, brain dump, different ideas that I want to talk about, discuss, analyze. And I've always wanted to be able to connect the things because it might be 2 weeks from now where I go back to something I was thinking about previously. Well, now everything can be assimilated into one folder from various days and even combine different projects together that are related that, if I have different thoughts and ideas, projects every day, I can't possibly, it's like RAM memory. I can't keep all of that stuff readily available and able to recognize the patterns and know where each piece goes together with the other one. But guess what? Codex can analyze what I'm talking about. It's going to separate the different projects that I've already been working on that some of these ideas are related to. And it's going to also take the best thoughts from what I was talking about and present them back to me later in the day. And then this one is actually checking on the watchdog. Like if something happened and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, it's going to get on it. Like, hey, what are you doing? Where's the report? And then this is just an automated email check. Let me show you something else very interesting. This is a daily social media post engine. This is stuff that is created out of those talks. So it's going to take the best 5 ideas out of what I was talking about. But what it does is it is going to create 5 LinkedIn drafts, if there are 5 in what I've said. And it's going to present them to me so that I can choose which one I like the best. And then it's going to work more on that particular LinkedIn post. And if I don't choose one, it's going to choose for me. And here's the source idea. This is actually, but sometimes you know, it's actually me working on something real, not just a brain dump. And it's still going to use that source idea or use that for source material. So here's the idea. The rock solid concept split made a useful, distinct, sharper, polished, creative can win attention, but raw proof often wins the sale when the buyer mainly needs to believe the job is real. The hook is, if the customer is buying trust, the prettier version is not automatically the stronger one. Post. Some businesses are still using polished creative for a job that belongs to proof. That is a mistake. When the buyer is asking, can you actually do this? The content usually needs less theater and more evidence. Not another dramatic intro, not another swoopy edit, not another brand heavy sequence pretending to be trust. Usually the winning footage is simpler. What it looked like before, what's happened during the work, what changed after, one real human showing the result without the circus. As you can see, this is a very good LinkedIn post. I need to start posting these. And these are the different files that is broken down into and where I can go to the original source to review it if I want to, because I forgot to mention that part. Obviously, in order for it to be able to recognize patterns from different brain dumps that I've had, then I have to have a structure in place for it to be able to tap into the things that I've said on prior days, if that makes sense. And you see this is done with memory MD. So these are the different folders, different files where things are kept as they're separated. It automatically does all this. I don't have to do any of this. All I have to do is speak into the main folder and it's already set up to do everything else. And these are just skills and automations that you create as you go along. So here's another one. Client access is never just a click. Waiting for a video decision. Now this, like I said, is waiting for me to decide which one I like the best. And based on which one I like the best, then it's going to create this is a LinkedIn post. Now, then it's going to create a video script to make out of that post. This one is helpful. It's not the same as operationally safe status, waiting for a video decision. The blocked output check kept the AIOS reliability lesson honest. A system can be useful and still not deserve full trust if core visibility is missing. I want you to understand that, again, some of this stuff is not just a brain dump. It's me, or it could be a brain dump, but it's still me working on and working in the system and thinking through how to organize it and use it. And I'm using that as source material as well to teach. So it's kind of meta, whereas I'm using me learning the system as content to talk about using the system. You'll never run out of content if you set something like this up. But imagine how powerful it is if you set something like this up for your company, the way it's operating, and depending on what it is, on how heavy you can integrate this. But any company can use an AI OS to help automate different aspects of the workflow. If you're interested in somebody coming in and looking at your operation to see how this type of a setup can help you, your company, be more profitable, then let me know. If y'all want me to just do videos on it, I guess if there's enough activity, then I'll go deeper into explaining how this works.